Okay. So we just looked into what is called mathematical operations. The first thing we created the file called calc.py. So we are doing some calculation. We want to get the sum of a number, the difference of the number, uh, the product, and all that. So we went about it by, first of all, I told you this. We would come to understand it now. Int is used to convert a number into an integer, and an integer is a positive whole number, a negative whole number. So you first of all need to convert them. And then after doing that, then you can do these operations, which you know, divide by, minus, add, minus, divide, and multiply. And then you print them. Okay? Okay. So I want you to create a new file and call it numbers. Numbers.py. Create a new file, call it numbers.py. We want to go further. And I told you you can have this Shabang, you copy it to your project, numbers.py here. You copy it to your Python. It should always be there to show that it's a Python file.
So you just call it numbers dot
py, numbers.py.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Okay.
Sorry, it's giving me an error.
Numbers.py.
No, numbers.py, numbers.py.
Numbers.py. It's small p and small y.
Oh, okay. Same
Okay.
to you.
Leslie, are we together?
Yes.
Okay. So I want you to type with me. I want you to type. There is what is called commenting in Python. So if you do hashtag and then you say numbers in Python, so can you see it is green? This line is green. Okay. So compare it to this line, which I say number.
Oh, a moment, please.
Yes.
I think I'm. Yes. Where were you talking about being green?
Numbers.py.
Yes.
Numbers.py. This is not. This line, you see it's green.
Yes.
And then this other one is blue.
Yes.
So the difference is this one is a comment. This one, which starts with hash, is a comment.
Okay.
Yes, it's a comment. So if you want to, like if you are writing short notes, it's like short notes to the computer that whatever I'm doing now, ignore it. Okay?
Okay.
Like for example, if I want to say add two numbers, it's you who is telling, you are like thinking what I need to do, and I need to say, like for example, number 1 plus number 2, something like that.
Yes.
Number 2 or
Yes.
number 3. So it's what's going on in your mind. Okay.
Yes.
So you tell it, you tell the computer or you tell the software which you are using that at this case we are adding two numbers, and what will the computer do? It will ignore that line. Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So that is like for memorizing for your own kind of memory and stuff.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. I don't know why this numbers is. Can you name it? Numbers
Came with
is,
an error.
yes, yeah, because numbers is normally, so, or call it variables. Yeah. So can you rename it to variable.py? Just it was giving us a different numbers is giving us some problem. I think maybe, yeah. Just rename it. Rename it. It should be. It should appear like this without those funny lines.
How do you rename it?
You click on
Right
it,
click.
and you can rename.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
it's down there. Okay.
So there is no problem with it with the case sensitivity.
Yes. Yes. No problem. You can make it capital or small letters. It doesn't matter. But normally, you can, to avoid, so that you have a standard. Maybe you can say that you are going to be naming them with small letters, but it doesn't matter what you name it with. Okay. So you see this. You see this number. We've called it. We say the number is equal to 2. Okay.
Yes. Yes.
So, this is what is called a variable. This is what is called a variable in programming. So a variable is a piece of memory. A piece of memory. We write piece. Piece of memory used to store data. You know, for example, in your computer, there is the hard disk. You are storing your movies, you are storing your songs, you are storing your PDF. So the same way, somewhere in the computer, you need there's something called RAM, where you will need to store the number 2, okay, or 245. Yes. So where you are going to store it is what is called a variable.
A variable.
Okay. Yes. So it's just in your computer, you are having some memory, and in that memory, you are storing the number 245. Okay. Okay. Yes, and these variables, they are variables, or they are different types, or they are data type. We want to know that their types are different. The first one is called integers. Integers, from maths, integers are positive or negative
whole numbers.
Whole numbers. Whole numbers.
Yes. Yes. Okay?
And I've told you that if you use hashtag like this is a comment. The computer does not care what, or it ignores whatever you have done there. Okay. So, for example, positive and negative whole numbers. So like if you say -2, that is a negative number. If you say, you normally don't say +20, but you just say something like 20 is a positive number. It's a positive number and a negative number. So those are integers. So for example, if I say your age is 36, okay? So that is an integer. Are we together?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. The second type is what is called floating point, float. Okay. These are decimal point numbers. Decimal point numbers, and decimal point numbers can also be negative or also positive. Decimal point numbers, or numbers with decimal point, or fraction. You can also call them fractions. You know, like when you're talking about a half, it's 0.5. Okay. Yes. So if you need to store something like maybe your weight, okay, your weight can be 74.6 kilograms. Okay, your weight in kilograms would be 74, 80.9. So that is a floating point. All right.
Yeah.
Yes. So that is a type, the second type. Another type is characters, or you'll hear them called cha. Characters or cha in short form. So characters are what is called alphanumeric characters. So alphanumeric comes from two words. Alpha, from, alpha is alphabet, or it comes from alpha, stands for alphabet, and numeric is numbers. Okay?
Yes.
Okay, alpha stands from alphabet. So the alphabetical numbers are A, B, C, D, all the way up to Z. Okay?
Yes.
And in their uppercase and lowercase. So also A, B, C, D, all the way up to capital Z. Those are the alphabet, the alphabetical characters or alphabetical letters. And then numeric are the numbers 0, 1, 2, 3, all the way up to 9. Okay?
Okay.
0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 9. Those are the alphabetical. So here we can say, for example, your grade in exam, and you put it, these are put in quotes. Your grade is B, for example. Okay?
Yes.
Yes. So that is a character. So this is another type. This is another type. Float is another type. Integers is the first type. Floating is decimal point or fractions, like weight. Then characters is another one. Alphanumeric characters like A, B, C, D. We also have another special characters. Special characters. For example, in your keyboard, you have got percentage sign, you have dollar sign ile ya pesa, exclamation mark, you have star, all those characters in the keyboard, till all those special characters. Even if you have Chinese, my keyboard cannot allow me to, if you are using Korean, like we are in Korea, the Korean characters. If you are in Japan, Japanese. If you are in India, all those their characters are also part of the characters in the programming language. Okay. Yeah. So if you are, whichever language you are using, they're part of their alphabet, their characters, all those are special characters. So for example, the simple one, grade is B. So that is a character. Then the next one is what we call strings. So here, string here is a collection, or a group of characters. So for string, it's just a group of characters. Like for example, if I just say my city, city is Kisumu. Okay, so if you look at this Kisumu, it has got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 characters. Can you see that?
Yeah.
Yes. If I say your phone number, phone number. Okay. Then you put it in quotes. Then you say plus 82 or plus 254. 254. Then, something like that. Okay. That's it's not a number. Do you notice it is not a number because it has this plus and
Yeah.
yes, it's different with the It's a collection of these characters. It has got these characters. Characters, you remember I told you that plus is a special character. Sindio? And then 254 are these alphanumeric are numeric characters, these ones. So they have been put together to form a string. Okay. So I hope you have been typing at least this grade or something, or you can follow on later, and you can print them just the same way we were printing. You know, you print city. We know how to print now because we have looked at how to print. It's very easy. Then you copy, paste like that. You print grade. You print grade. You print phone number. Okay. Are you typing along?
Yes.
Picking up.
Yes, yes. These comments you don't need to, because these files I'm going to share them later on with you. But at least print your grade, print something city, and that. Okay. So as I told you again, you type Python. Then we are now on variables.py. Then it's going to print for you here. Kisumu is the city. Okay. Then phone number plus 254. And then grade is B. Okay. Can you see that? So for the characters, they are being put in quotes, and the string also they are being put in quotes. So.
Okay.
Yes, the characters and the strings, they are put in quotes. But the decimal, the floating point, the decimal, you don't put them in quotes. And even the integers, you don't put them in quotes. All right? Yeah, so I want you to type this, type integer, just put something integer, put a number, floating point, an example. And then character, you do something like B. Then string also, you do something. Okay. 2 minutes, you try that. Okay, and then you run it. And then you run it. Are you able to run it?
Finishing.
Yes.
Okay. So if you have something like a float, like if you have one type, you have got a float, and then this float, you want to convert it into an integer. Okay? You have a float and you want to convert it into an integer, like you have a number, i.e., you have a number like 23.78. What do you think is the way to convert it into an integer? If you have a decimal point and you want to convert it into a whole number, normally you do round off, Sindio?
Yes.
Yes. So there are mathematical functions. I'm going to go through them right now. So we are going to the Yes, so these are those primitive data types. We've looked at strings, which we have said is a collection of characters like Bob, Afuata, and they can also include even space like Bob. So after Bob, Bob, there is space, and then Afuata. So all that, the space also is a character. Then there are characters, grade is B. So characters are the alphanumeric characters. We have got the alphabetical letters. We have the numbers 0 to 9. And then the special characters like in the keyboard, ampersand, the @ sign, exclamation mark, all those. And then the special from various languages, Chinese, Korean, Indian, all those are special characters. Then we have the float integers, which are positive or negative whole numbers. Like the time remaining is 12. 12 is a positive whole number. Then there is float, which is the decimal point. 12.89 is a decimal point. And then the last one, which I had forgotten, is Boolean, which is true or false. Like if something is binary meaning it can only take two variables, true or false. We will use this in future. So yeah. Then the user input, I told you how to get it. You use the keyword input. What is your name? Or how old are you? And then you just put the word input. So when you read it from the keyboard or when you read it from your computer, it is going to come as a string. So to convert it, maybe if you want to print your age or you want to use your some variable, then you need to convert it to an integer. So I'm going to repeat that again in the practical. So there is what is called type conversion. It's used to convert one data type to another. So for example, when you say int x, it converts x into what? An integer.
Integer.
Are we together? If you say
Yes.
float y, it will convert whatever y was into a float.
Float.
Okay, then string z also converts it into a string. Okay, even char, it converts it into a character, but char is normally not very okay. Then we want to learn about mathematical functions. ABS stands for absolute value. So like if you have a number and it's a decimal point and you do ABS, so it will tell you what the absolute value. The absolute value is like if you take the whole number part, you truncate or you remove the decimal point. It's similar to not rounding off. There is rounding off and rounding down. Do you know the difference between rounding off and rounding down?
Yeah. Rounding down is whether the number is above 5.
Yes.
You ignore it and just concentrate on the whole number.
Yes. And round up is if it is above 5, you bring it to the next number.
Yes.
Yes. So, but the absolute value or something called truncated value, you only take the
whole number.
whole number.
Yes.
Without the decimal place.
Without the decimal place. Okay. Then we have seal. This one gets the round up. Cos, sine, tan will give you the cosine, sine, tangent in radians of some angle. Then log will give you the logarithm. Minimum, maximum will compare two numbers and tell you what is the minimum, what is the maximum. SQRT, square root. Then round will round to the nearest whole number. Are we together? We are coming to do practical with those. And then variables we have talked about is a piece of memory that can be used to store data. It can be used to compute an expression, to store result, and use it can also be used later in the program. Then we go to strings. Okay, so let's come here. Let's come here. So sorry, there is something there. Okay, so come here, and the first thing that we want to do is we want to convert. So can you say number 1 is equal to a number in or let's say weight. Let's say height. Your height is 16 or 15 point something 33. Okay. Then you say h1 is equal to, how do we convert an float to an integer? Unasema int into bracket height.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Can you see? Height is this.
Yeah.
And then h1, if you want to write it in full height 1, it doesn't matter, but h1 is short, and then you do that. Okay, so let's print. Can you print height? Print height, and very fast. Print height. And then you print h1. Here you go. Okay. Okay. And here, you come here, and then you use up key variables. Then you see it will print 15.38. No, here ni 15.38. Can you see that? Yeah. Or to make it visible, you can use this. You print a line. Print a line to show what we are working on now. So if I run it again, so after line here, isn't is the first one, but the second one, it is 15.38. Can you see this?
Yeah.
Yes. And then when you say int, you are converting it into
Integer.
integer. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Similarly, if you are having something which is an integer, like t, maybe time remaining is 12, and then t1 is equal to, you convert it using what? Float. Sawa.
Yes.
Float t. Okay. And then you copy that. I told you right now you should very chap t, and then t1. Okay. You can also copy this if you need to, if you want to see it very well, or if you not really important, but okay. Copy very fast and you save. Then you see t was 12, which is an it was an integer, and then t1 is now with a decimal.
Float with decimal place.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So that is how you use the those variables. Yes. So
if you want the float to have like a number of decimal places rather than just a single one.
Yes. That is how you can do it. That is how you should do it. Let me find out how you should do it. You should do, I think.
Okay.
That is
Okay,
how you
brother.
should do it to give you that. Okay. Or when you are
That's
printing, actually, it's when you are printing. That is how you are.
No, anyway.
Yeah, we are going to cover when we are doing this.
Yeah,
Okay.
sure.
Yeah, we are going to
It's
do
okay.
that. Okay. Something we are remaining with 8 minutes. I want to tell you. So, like we have angle. We have an
Yes.
angle
Yeah.
angle of 60. Okay.
Mhm.
Angle in 60 degrees. You can print the mathematical angle. So unasema hapo cos angle. Okay.
Yeah.
Cos angle, but for this to work, normally it has something called import math. For you to use maths, you type down there math. Oh no, it's actually not cosine. Really?
Coming on.
Okay, if you're having normally you say Python documentation. You can check online Python documentation, then you look for cosine. Okay, they change it from other. Okay, log, square root. Oh, it is a cos. That is a cos. A cosine pi math dot is square root math dot ceil math dot floor math dot trunk math dot copy sign math dot log. Okay, so it should be math dot. Okay, so so you print math dot, yes, ziko hapa math dot
Oh, yeah.
math dot cos angle. Are you together?
Oh,
Math,
okay.
yes, you say math dot cos angle, and then so math dot tan or tangent. Let's see, are we together? Math dot sine. Right? Okay. So that's how to do it. You can also print, if you want to get the power, math.pow will give you, like if you do 2,3. What is 2 raised to power 3?
8.
8. Okay. 2 raised to power 3 will come like that, will become to 3. And then you can also print square root, SQRT, math.SQRT. What is the square root of 144? 12. Yeah.
12.
Yes. So all those, you can also print the natural logarithm, math.log. There is log to base 10, log to base 2, but we start with the natural logarithm of 1.6, something like that. Okay, so you just say import math. Up here, you must include this thing called import math. We will learn what it is. And then you say math.cos, math.tan, math.sine, all that. Okay. You can print math dot. In fact, if you just do math dot, it will tell you all these things. Math dot degrees to change to degree. Math dot exp exponential. GCD square root log 10. It will give you all these things. Okay. Okay. So let's run those. And then you will see them here. The cosine, the sine, and then 2 raised to power 3, you said very well, is 8. Cynthia?
Yes.
Square root of 144 is 12. And then logarithm is that. Normally, what is 45? 45, who I know is 0.5. The sine and the cosine of 45 is normally 0.5. 0.5 to something like that. All right. Everyone? Are we together? Leslie, are we together?
Good.
Yes. So those are the mathematical operations. So tomorrow,
proceed on the import, because like it is that command that connects it to the maths world or what?
Yes, like you are telling it that I want to use this maths function. Okay.
Oh.
We will use so many others in which we are going to come, but you are just telling it that you want to use something from the maths.
As a first time user, you do not need to have any math something at the background connected. It just connects.
Yes, automatically.
Okay.
Yes, somebody has already done how the maths, how the cosine is working, how the sine is working. So you don't need to worry about how somebody did it. You just use.
Okay.
Yes.
Perfect. Yeah. Okay.
So tomorrow we are going to continue with learning more about strings, how to modify strings. We did this last week, but I'm going to repeat it for you. And then we are going to do something called loops and iteration, and then range, and then cumulative loop and if statement. So that is what we have to do this week. Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
Honestly speaking, I've loved it. I've loved it.
Yes. Yeah.
And
yes.
Just before you move,
yes, we have 1 minute.
Something that. Sorry.
We have 1 minute. Then it will end the call.
Okay. Now, just a quick one. The other friend was asking that now that we shall be like